Hi, I'm Richie Zellon, and in this video I want to share a chord melody arrangement of a must-know standard. And I'm referring to Duke Ellington's Satin Doll. And I'm going to teach you two ways of playing it, so stick with me because we're getting started now. Welcome back to the Jazz Guitar channel. And if this is your first time and you want to learn everything you can about the art of playing jazz guitar, well, you've come to the right place. So please subscribe and be sure to click on the bell icon so you won't miss a thing. Satin Doll. Sorry, the guys always call it that on gigs. I mean, Satin Doll is among those tunes I believe every jazz guitarist should learn, especially in the beginning stages. And when I say the beginning stages, I mean the first 5 years or so of playing jazz. Yep, learning jazz is a long journey, actually a lifelong journey, because you never stop learning. And I specifically single out Satin Doll in this instance because it is a great vehicle to practice your 2/5s. Did you know that this piece has a 2/5 in almost every measure? And unless you're absolutely new to jazz, you know that the 2/5 cadence is the most often recurring progression in jazz standards. And in this lesson, I'm not going to teach you one version, but instead 2 chord melody arrangements for Satin Doll. The first one is strictly for solo fingerstyle guitar and features a very cool walking bass line. The second one works in most settings where you have a bass player. It actually works for solo guitar too. So let me play the first version. The second version is based on the previous arrangement, only that it is a little easier. No walking bass line. Please keep in mind that here I am playing it note per note as written. However, this is not how I would play it. Likewise, you should use the arrangement as a starting point and then vary some of the rhythms according to how you feel it in order to make it groove. So with that in mind, let me play it for you in a trio setting. Here goes. Before I start teaching you these arrangements, I want you to know that you have the option to download a special package from my website that will make it easier to study and learn. This is available for a very small contribution which helps support my efforts in preparing these lessons. The download includes 2 sets of PDFs with regular notation and tablature for both arrangements, 2 band-in-a-box files, and MP3s of me playing both arrangements as well as a backing track. I will put a link in the info section down below for those interested. Next, I will teach you the first arrangement in slow 4-measure segments. And by the way, I am placing an index with links to the different sections of this lesson down below so that when you are studying, you can come back and directly go to each teaching segment without having to watch the entire video. So I'm going to teach you the chord melody featuring the walking bass, the solo guitar version first. And you'll notice that I'm using a different guitar, and I always do that when I play my archtop first, because the archtop doesn't have any dots, and students complain that it's hard for them to orient themselves when I'm teaching if there's no dots. So I got my handy dandy Heritage 535. Okay, I'm going to try to teach you this as close as to what I have written in the arrangement, because I know that on the video, the clip where I'm playing the entire piece with the archtop, I didn't exactly play all the rhythms as written. I syncopated some of them. It's just stuff I hear in the moment, and you know how it is. When you're playing jazz, you just can't be so rigid. And to tell you the truth, for my standards, it's already pretty rigid. So forgive me on that one. Okay, we're breaking this down into 4-measure segments. The introduction. This is based on the classic Duke Ellington introduction. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can vary that, at least with the bass. You can go instead. You know, you can add extra notes on that bass if you like. Play around with it. Okay, let's look at the first 4 of the A section. 3, 4. That's the first 2. Notice that that C sharp in the bass, I pull off. Gives it more of that upright bass feel. And then we take this up a whole step. Next 4 measures. And I usually kind of anticipate this. That final A in the first ending. And then it repeats the A section, only that it goes to the second ending. And I'm not going to repeat it. I'm just going to play the second ending to try and make this a little shorter. The second ending is... Okay, pretty straightforward. C major, D minor, E flat diminished, and then final C6-9. So let's look at the first 4 measures of the B section. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm doing here, I'm playing all these sus4 chords, going to a ninth chord. So, and notice that I'm kind of anchoring my ring finger and my middle finger. The second time, it's a C7 flat 9. And we continue to the final 4 measures of the B section. It's kind of the same concept initially. A whole step up. And we're ready to go to the C section, which is different. And it's very important that for this, we use the proper fingering if we want to achieve this effect. Notice that I'm ending the B section like this. And notice that for this final chord, this G7 sharp 5, I might have played a G7 13th in the original clip when I played it solo. But notice, either way, whether you're playing a 13th or a sharp 5, what we want to do is we want to drag this over and we want to bar, because we're going to do this now. This motion consists of just dragging. So we're dragging our index finger and our ring finger. And notice that for this second chord, the middle finger goes down. So it's like this with an A pedal. Then we do the same thing, a whole step up. And then actually I go to the coda. You can go to the actual ending, repeat the tune, but I'm going to teach it to you going to the coda here. So on the coda we have last time after the 2 repeats. We kind of retard that, and then so that's based on the classic Duke Ellington ending, and we're playing a G string and holding it as a pedal while we play on the first 2 top strings in thirds, and our final chord. The trio version is slightly easier. No introduction. If you like, you can adapt the introduction from the walking bass version. Actually, you can do what you want, mix them both up. I mean, anything goes. So, first 4 measures here. Then we go, same thing, a whole step. Next 4 measures of letter A. Then it repeats, and I'm not going to play the repetition. I'm just going to play the second ending. We would go to the B section is identical, pretty much identical to what I played in the walking bass version. So I'm not going to waste time going over it here. So let me play the C section. Here I would go to the coda. Last time. The ending, just like the previous walking bass version. And that's it. Well, that concludes this lesson. I truly hope you've enjoyed it. As usual, I'd love to hear your comments, and I welcome any questions you may have. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and be sure to click on the notification bell icon so you won't miss any of my upcoming lessons. Have fun, and I will see you in the next video.